What is the LLC? Well, one thing that I've learned on my journey here is that every single person around here is healing or is on the trajectory of healing or is on the trajectory of following their excitement and just creating their reality. But on the trajectory of creating their reality, what is that? The only thing that we can ever do when we are really thriving is the LLC, which is learn, love, and create. That basically sums up just about everything. And in general, they all end up becoming the exact same thing because you cannot create something that you didn't already learn about. And if you don't love what you're learning and love what you're creating, well, it's all useless anyways. So they're all a mashup of one thing. But until we get to that point, all that we have is a process of why can't I already do that? A lot of people feel that. Like, I want to be able to have something I'm excited about. I want to move forward on this thing that I am excited about, but I just can't. And that's where we start doing these different practices of healing. And in these practices of healing, we discover things about ourselves. We discover things about our past. We discover things about our current place that we are in. We discover things about our body and go, oh my goodness, I had no idea my body was so gunked up. I just did this cleanse or did a keto diet for a little while, and that was really, really hard. Signs that are indications of healing. So once we bring our body online and our mind back online and our emotions back online and our childhood is sorted to our best degree that we possibly can, we get to this next step of the journey. How many of you have even fathomed that this is what our life is about? Aside from going to work and having relationships, well, those actually are integrated in the exact same thing, because if you are in a completely unhealed state, you're just going to go to work and ruminate, and then you're going to come home and ruminate, and nothing's really going to feel exciting. Nothing's really going to feel like you love doing it. So that's why we always must see clearly, like, what part of my journey am I currently at? Am I working on the H, the healing, the really working on my mind, body, and spirit? Great. That takes a certain period of time until eventually it exhausts itself and there's no more healing to do. There's more growth to do, but growth and healing are not the same thing. Healing is only required until you are at a place where you are literally learning, loving, and creating. But you need to take that leap. And a lot of people don't take that leap because they don't know where that leap is. And really what it comes down to, for me at least, is just trying a bunch of different things. You go from, I'm doing all these healing practices, I'm learning about myself, I'm healing my body, I'm doing all of this stuff. And for me, I feel like I spent too much time doing that. I didn't start doing these next steps of, well, what do I want my life to really look like? Because eventually I became so used to just, I'm on a diet, and now I'm on a new diet, and now I'm on a new cleanse, and that's my hobby. My hobby of my life was healing. And I had convinced myself that that's what love looks like. It is just a distortion of love. It's not really love. Love is going to be, that's like the lowest level of love that we could give ourselves, is to fix where we've already messed ourselves up, or to fix something that, really has only become a problem because we let it become a problem. Yeah, that's like just balancing out kind of love. But how do we expand that love? Well, we've got to get off of that healing carousel. That carousel we can find ourselves on where we go, whoa, whoa, just back into the body, feeling and healing the body. Oh, back into my wounds, back into my childhood, back into this. When we just keep going back, trying to fix something. You've probably realized that fixer mentality that we have in our minds can really run rampant and actually not make things better. Think about in a relationship. If one partner is trying to fix the other, it doesn't fix anything. It might seem like it does for a period of time, and it does for a period of time. But eventually, you need to take the gas off of that fixer mentality and turn it into something else. And that thing that we must turn it into is the transitioning into becoming the greatest version of ourselves. So how do I, surmise that we do this? Well, we need to start experimenting, as I've said. And my favorite thing to experiment with is to start expanding into becoming a leader. Because if at the very least you have done a lot of healing work, well, you can lead people in their own healing work. And you can hopefully also lead people into how to do the next step of their journey because now you're doing it. But you need to take that leap. And becoming a leader is one of the greatest ways to take that leap. So you lead in what capacity? Well, you can lead in any capacity in anything that interests you. I have a multitude of different things that I teach in my program, and there are a ton of gatherings and a ton of inspiring things that you can do, but you might not feel inspired to become a sound healer, a breath worker, a trance dance facilitator, anything like that. Maybe you feel like doing something completely different. This is your encouragement to take a good hard look at what you're currently doing if you're on this healing carousel, to get off of it, or if you're not on the healing carousel yet and you're actually just ruminating and doing nothing, get on the healing carousel. But also realize that you can get off the healing carousel and march forward into becoming the version of yourself that you want to be. But you cannot skip the process of being completely unhealed, ruminating in your issues, and then be creating the life that you want. And that's the thing that we always think that we can do. So we can go from just screwed up to just killing it. No, there's an in-between, and it's the healing carousel. It's something that we can become infinitely dizzy on and not know how to get off because at one point it felt so good, but then we do get off. And just recognize where you're at. Do you need to get onto the healing carousel, or do you need to get off of the healing carousel and go forward into the next step of your journey? If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff, and I will see you in the next one.